Hello and welcome to 7-Minute Guitar. Also check us out on facebook.com/7minuteguitar for the resources that are used in these videos. Today we're going to start a segment on 11th chords. We'll be doing dominant 11th, augmented 11th, and minor 11th chords. Closer and more detailed photos can be found at facebook.com/7minuteguitar. Today we'll start with the dominant 11th chord. In order to make a dominant 11th, you need the root note, a major third, a major fifth, actually they call it a perfect fifth. You need a minor seventh, so you flatted the seventh. Then you need a major ninth and a major 11th, or perfect 11th, in the entire chord. So all those out of the scale. Now remember, the ninth and the 11th are really also the second and fourth degree of each scale. The first fingering I'm going to do for the dominant 11th chord is to bar all the strings, and then at the third string, we'll call it in this case 4th fret, and I'll put my middle finger, and at the first string 5th fret I'll put my pinky. The ring finger's not going to play a part in this. I'm going to tuck it down out of the way so the picture. Now this is a movable chord, so here at the G, at the third fret, it's going to be a G 11th. Of course, here will be F sharp. That'll be an F 11th. If you just lifted your finger, slid this down to open strings, you'll have an E 11th. And I'm playing all 6 strings. Let's slide up to an A 11th. The next two fingerings are really simple, and but in these chords there is no third. So it'll be the 1, skip the 3rd, 5th, 7th, 9th, and 11th. And it's just barring 5 strings. Now, in the picture you'll see at facebook.com/7minuteguitar, it shows only playing this, but it does not have this top string X'd off, meaning don't play it all at all. But of course, since this is a movable chord, if you move it up the neck, you're going to want to skip this 6th string if it doesn't fit in your chord, and then just play these 5 strings. Now in this location at the 1st fret, it's a B flat 11th. Here's a B 11th, here's a C 11th. So they're using the root note right here on the 5th string. Here's a D 11th. The next chord uses a similar fingering, but puts your 3rd right here to bar these 2 strings. Now this is no longer considered a B flat 11th, it's considered a G sharp 11th. So it's building the root note right here off the 3rd string. And of course that's an A 11th. Now here's the B flat 11th. I can show you how it might look using one way. We'll use a C major, and then I'll use this ring finger just to bar all those strings right there. That'll be a C 11th, and then I'm going to make an F chord, but I'm going to deaden this top string so that my low note will be C. So I'm really emphasizing the C note in all 3 of these chords. Those last 2 dominant fingerings contained no 3rd. This next one contains no 3rd or 5th. I just used my ring finger to do this C 11th right here. When we first learned it, we were using the index finger to bar. Now, if we happened to not play this high note right here, that would be no fifth in there. So if we only wound up playing, I'll just use my fingertips for a minute, just the 4 middle strings, that's still at this 3rd fret a C 11th. It just doesn't have this G note in there. I kind of raised my finger a bit so it would be deadened. There's my D. So raise the finger up and deaden it a little bit, especially if I'm strumming. So that's why it doesn't matter how sloppy I got when I was doing those fingerings right there. So, same thing, C 11th, B flat 11th, B, C, D up here at the 5th, and that contains no fifths. There are a lot more fingerings available than we have time to go over. Quickly make your F major 7th fingering, but then add your pinky right here at the high G note and play just those 4 strings. That's going to be, in this case, a G dominant 11th. I've seen this next fingering before in other chords, but in this case it's called a D 11th. They're keying off of this note right here made on your ring finger. You're only playing the 5th, the 4th, the 2nd, and the 3rd. So thanks for hanging out with me today here at 7-Minute Guitar. There are a lot more chords to go over. Check out facebook.com/7minuteguitar for the photos. Give those a try. See how you like the sound of the dominant 11th. And come back tomorrow. We're going to work on minor 11th. Please thumbs up the video and subscribe to the channel.